This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, good morning, guys. So in today's class, we are going to see one of the most powerful concept of S4 HANA, and that is CDS. CDS stands for Core Data Services, and this directly operates on the DB layer database. So because of which the performance will be improved in your UFI application. And the CDS is used for a display, means if your requirement is only to read the data, and on top of the data, if you want to perform any filters, sorters, so if that is your requirement, then you will be using CDS. Okay, right. So writing CDS is very easy. The advantage with CDS is now we have taken material example. So in the material, if I want to filter the data basing on material ID, material name, material price, or anything, we have written the backend logic. We have written the backend logic. In the get entity set method, we have written a lot amount of coding like IT filter select options, loop at IT filter select options, and we have taken each field, compared whether if the field is material ID, then separate it to some other select select option table. So like this we have done. But in case of CDS, if you define a CDS, it automatically supports filters on every column. On every column, you no need to write any separate coding to do the sorting, to do the filtering. You don't need to write anything. Once you define a CDS, it automatically supports all the filters, all the sorters. Okay, so such a powerful concept is CDS, and especially if your application is not performing any transactions, means it is not performing any create, update, delete, all these things, then CDS is a wonderful way to go. And moreover, just with those simple lines of code, it also generates the front end with annotations. So what is annotation? Annotation give you a more meaning to the code that you have written. Okay, so that is what we are going to see in today's class. So let us start. Let us see how to work with the CDS. Connecting to RDP. Will this also give me a shock or what? It's not taking so much time to connect. Thank God. Right. So this is our S4 HANA server. So whatever the server we have, that is a S4 HANA server. Okay. Right. So now we already created two tables. One is Z batch 42 materials. This is one table, and we also have another table, that is C11 Z batch 42 underscore vendors. So what we are going to do on top of these two, I will be creating CDS. So CDS is like a subset of data. See, a CDS represents a subset of data. It Using CDS, you can expose the complete table data or a subset of data. Okay, right. That is basically CDS. It's a view. Okay, CDS view. So view means it's a subset of data. Okay, right. Now let us see how we can write the CDS. CDS will be written by using Eclipse, not by using this SAP GUI. So you need a tool called Eclipse, so which I already downloaded here. So if you go to downloads, you can see Eclipse, so which I already downloaded. So the current supported version, the latest is Eclipse Oxygen. Okay, so you can see you can download Eclipse Oxygen from Google. Okay, but anyway, since you are using this training system, you don't need to download, it's already downloaded. Okay, you just need to use it. So this is Eclipse. This is Eclipse. And from the Eclipse, first you need to connect to your server. Okay. So here the Eclipse will automatically pull your server. Okay. So you just need to provide the username and password. The password I'm writing here. Okay. And just click OK. So here your Eclipse already connected to your server. You just need to go to the local objects and expand this, and so in this particular folder, in this particular user, so this is my user, new ABAP 7, this is my user. So if you have any other user, you can connect to that also. So here I can right click and start creating my CDS. So this is the place where I can start creating the CDS. Okay. So here I'm storing it like a local object. So I'm creating under this one. So in the real time, if there is any other folder, you can also create in those. If you have any favorite package, so there also you can create. Okay, right. Now right click on this new ABAP 37 and go to new, and ABAP package ABAP plus. Yeah. So select other ABAP repository object. Once again, let me see. This is dictionary. This is GW server builder projects. Yeah. So right click, new, other ABAP repository projects, and here you will get an option like core data service. Expand it, and you need to select data definition. See core data service. CDS stands for core data service, and you need to select data definition and click next. So it will ask you to give the CDS name, and you need to give the description. Okay, so I'm writing Z badge 42 underscore CDS underscore underscore material. Okay, so as of now, just material Z42 underscore CDS underscore material. That's what I have given, and description CDS for badge 42. Then click next. Click next again and click finish. So with this, we have created one CDS. Okay, so this is one CDS. Now, I want to develop an application from the front end. something like this. So all of you observe the requirement first and then you will understand what we need to do. The list report application contains only two pages. One is called list of items, another one is called object page. So here it displays a table which shows all the material details, which shows all the material details. Okay, and it shows all the rows, right? On top of it, it shows the various filters that you want to apply and a go button. It will show one go button. Okay, so this is the table on which material ID, material name, material description, okay, like this. So you can apply the filters on material ID, material name, material description, or any number of columns. If you want the filters, you can create it. And when you click on go, so the table get filtered. And when you click on any one of the row here, any one of the row here, it will go to the second page where it displays the vendor information of this particular material. It displays the vendor information of this particular material in a table again. Okay, so this is the vendor list. Okay, so it contains the vendor information. And here at the top, if you want to show some header information of the material like material ID, material name, material description. Okay, so just you want to show some header information of material and then vendor list. Okay, so this is the vendor items. So vendor ID, vendor name, vendor location, something like this. And again, when you click on this row, if you want to navigate to another view, that is also possible. So another view you want to go, and there you just want to display that vendor information like vendor ID, vendor name, vendor location, just like a form you want to display vendor or material. That's it. Okay. So these kind of applications, if your requirement is only to display the list of items, on that list you want to do some filtering and sorting option will also be there. And when you click on the row, you want to go to the vendor means the child level. Okay, so you want to see that material related data. It might be vendor, it might be any other. Okay, and again when you click on the row, you want to see the complete details of that row. So these kind of applications can be developed just by using CDS and annotations and without writing front-end code. So in the front end, you don't write any code at all. Okay, you just use list report template and everything else will be taken care by the CDS with annotations itself. Okay, so to develop such applications, what is the code that we need to write? So that is what we are going to see today. Give me 1 second. Yeah. So for this, we write one CDS for the material, one CDS for the vendor, and on top of that, we define the annotations to create these tables, to create these selection fields, and to create this form. Okay. So to create table, to create selection fields. So for all these things, we define the annotations. So what are annotations? You will see now. So this is my first view. When you have a parent and child relationship, it is recommended to create the child first and then go for the parent. Okay. So let me create another. This one I created for the material. So you can see the CDS name Z batch 42 CDS mat stands for the material. So we'll come to this again. So right click on code data service, new. So you can directly go for the data definition now and write the name of the CDS, Z batch 42 CDS instead of material. So I will write VN, when, okay, stands for the vendor, CDS for vendor table. Okay, so click next, next, and finish. So now it has created another CDS, and this CDS is for vendor. Now I will start writing the code. When the CDS get open, you need to change the blue color line that is highlighting. So here you need to give some name here, so which is called the SQL view name, and this particular SQL view name should always start with Z and then followed by, you can write anything, okay, should start with Z and you can write anything. Normally we write ZV, stands for view, okay, and here I am writing vendors. The name should start with Z, that is the only condition. After Z you can write anything. And second thing you need to write is, read this one, define view Z batch 42 CDS underscore when as select from data source name. So here in the data source name, you need to write your table name. So my table is Z batch 42 underscore material. So control space will work in Eclipse, that is advantage. Actually we are writing for vendors, right? So it should be vendors. So I have the sample code I will send across to you. Okay, from Z batch 42 underscore vendors, and inside also you need to give some, for this entire CDS. So you need to represent a alias name. Okay, so which is written by using as space and write some alias name for the CDS. So this is your CDS name, Z batch 42 underscore CDS underscore when. Now you can give any CDS, alias name. I have given it as when, and come down. Now when dot insert all the elements, and you need to define one key here. Key. This is the key. Now my CDS has been defined. So very simple. Define view, this one, as select from this particular table. Okay, and as means you are giving a alias name for the CDS. So this is your CDS and this is your alias name. Key definitions of when and vendors. Key of the 1 second. Key definitions of ZBatch 42 CDS when and ZBatch 42 underscore vendors are different. As select from, I have given ZBatch 42 underscore vendors. This is your table, right? Okay. As when, okay, that's fine. It's just a warning. We'll see. Okay. So key material ID, vendor location, vendor ID, vendor name. So these are the fields. So with this, it has created a CDS. Okay. Right. Now come to your master. That is a material main thing. And again, give the SQL name ZV underscore materials, and this is the table Z batch 42, sorry, this is the CDS name, and here in the data source name you need to write your table Z batch 42 underscore material. Okay, and again keep as and give the alias name for this CDS. So I'm writing mat, stands for the material, and write mat dot insert all the elements. So if you want only few, if you don't want to expose all the fields of the table, you can write only those fields that you want, and you need to define the key. I understand why it is giving this warning. Actually, there are two keys here, not only material ID, vendor ID is also a key. That is a problem. Control X, Control V. Okay, so now the warning has gone. So material ID, vendor ID. Okay, and vendor location, vendor name. Let me write this in order. Right. So now you created two series, one for the material, one for the vendor. Fine. But there is a relation between the material and vendor. So that is nothing but an association. One material can have any number of vendors. One material can have any number of vendors. So that association relationship also we need to define. We need to define using the syntax. So I will tell you what is the syntax here. So here you hit enter, and here you need to define the association. So an association of 0 to star means one material can have any number of vendors or 0 vendors. 2, so this CDS is having an association with which CDS? This particular CDS. So you need to define this CDS name. So write this CDS name here, zbatch42 CDS underscore vendors as, and this is the association name. So you need to provide some association name. So normally, as per the naming convention, we need to give a name which starts with underscore. I will tell you why it has to be start from underscore. Wait for a while. Underscore, and you can give any name. So I'm giving VNDORS. Okay. So this is the association name. What is this? This is the association name. Association between your materials and vendors. Okay, and the association name is underscore vendors. When you create an association, a navigation property will get created automatically by appending two for this. Okay, two underscore vendors. It automatically does for you. Okay, so that's the reason we give underscore for the association name. Okay. Right. So in our OData service also, a navigation property got created. So hope you remember. Let me open the metadata. Right. What is this? This is too much. Yeah, we already have this. So now you can see the navigation property to vendors. Okay. So here, what you need to do, you just need to create an association, and automatically it creates a navigation property starting with to and then association name. So here the association name, if you give underscore vendors, the navigation property will become to underscore vendors. If you really don't like keeping underscore, you can leave, but that is a naming convention in CDS. Okay. So he just want to give a small gap between to and the child entity. Okay. So this is the association name. Fine. And the association condition. So basing on which you want the association. I want the association basing on material dot, so which one? Material ID, material dot material ID should be equal to, should be equal to this dot, this dot, okay, so it's not showing because you need to activate this one. Save this and activate the child entity first, then only it will, the control space will work. Got activated, errors are there. Unexpected word, bracket. Let me activate again. That's okay, but this should be gone. Okay, so that got activated. Let's see now you will get it or not. Yeah, so we are getting. And this is the association condition. So the association condition is, so material tables material ID should be equal to the material ID of the vendors, right? So that is the association condition. Right, fine. So this is basically you have defined the CDS. So now the material CDS is over and the vendor CDS is also over. Now what you need to do, you need to expose this CDS as a OData service. You need to expose this CDS as a OData service. So let me activate this one also. Okay, so both got activated. So let me take this one. Let me activate this. Okay, so no errors in both the CDS. I am looking at here for any errors. You can expose a CDS directly as a OData service just by writing annotations. Okay, so there are powerful annotations. So let me write one annotation here. So that is odata.publish true at the rate odata.publish true. So this is the annotation that you need to write. So let me take a notepad here itself. Instead of going there every time, I'll just copy paste this one here. Right. So I'm writing one annotation that makes this particular CDS to expose as a OData service directly. Okay. And that annotation is at the rate odata.publish true. At the rate odata.publish. So the moment you write at the rate odata, so it will automatically give the suggestion. You no need to write your code also. Odata publish. Okay. So again, activate this. So it is doing the processing. So now this particular CDS will be exposed as a OData service, and we can, this will also generate a metadata document. So you can see the metadata, all that stuff. Okay, right. See, the service is ready. Now you can, add this service also. What is the service name? zbatch42 underscore CDS underscore mat underscore CDS. So that is a name. You can see that in the tooltip. Okay. Now let me go to IWFND main service. So this process is common. Okay, so this process you already know. So I'm just going to IWFND slash ND underscore service. So go to the T code IWFND main service and go to add service to add the service. And this one is no, you already know this. And find the service that we created just now. So what is the name of the service? You can keep the the mouse here, the service name is zbatch42 underscore CDS underscore mat underscore CDS. zbatch42 underscore CDS underscore mat underscore CDS. So one hit display. See, from CDS you have generated the OData service and add this particular OData service. So you can see metadata loaded successfully message. Go back and again find your service. Find and zbatch42 underscore CDS underscore material. So you got this. So click this one and you can open in gateway client or call browser directly. So let me call the browser. So you need to load the metadata document. Yeah. Now see, the OData service is ready just by writing a very simple code. How much lines of code that you have written? So you just define a CDS here and you just define a CDS here and you define the association between that CDS and this CDS and you got this particular output. So this is the OData service. Okay, so you can expose the CDS directly like a OData service in just one annotation, OData dot publish true, right? So you can see both the entities, entity set. It is showing only one entity set, okay, and you can see material ID, material name, all those stuff. And why I made currency code as a key here? One second, guys, something is wrong. I need to make material ID as a key, not this one. Material ID is the key, not the other. So let me keep this as the first one. Material ID, material name, material description, material price, control X. So I'm just keeping this in order. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fine. Now again activate this. And this also should just activate this one also. Is already activated, I guess. Yeah, fine. Now let us refresh this once again. Let us see if the new metadata gets loaded or not. Yeah. So material ID has changed. So you can see in the entity set only one, but not the other, because you need to write one annotation for that. Then the other entity set will also come. So basically, I wanted to show you like exposing a CDS like a OData service is very easy just by writing odata.publish.true. So it will generate the OData service. Okay. So now why the child entities it is not showing? So this is because we need to write a object model with the association. Okay. So I will show you that. So at the bottom, you need to keep a comma and write at the rate object model association type to composition child, and we need to write our association name. So our association name is underscore vendors. So you need to provide underscore vendors. Okay. So what this will do, this will make the use of the association. So you just define the association, but to the CDS object model, you need to tell what is your association name. So the association name is underscore vendors. So now it will start using the association actually. Okay. Now let us see. So now you can see the child entity also. So previously you can see only the material ID, that is parent entity, but not the child entity. But now you can see the child entity also. So this was done because, and in the entity container, so you can see both the entity sets. So where is entity container? Yeah. So you can see this is a parent entity set and this is the child entity set. So both the entity sets you can see now. Understand? So this particular annotation is mandatory. So you need to tell to the object model of CDS that this is the association name. Then it will recognize your child entity. Fine. So with this, we have successfully created a OData service on material and vendor entities with material and vendor entities. And now we are going to do magic, and that is we are going to develop the front end application also from here. Okay, so with the use of annotations. So I told you what is the application that I want to develop. So before I start, once again I am repeating, by using CDS you can develop only display purpose application, not CRUD, create, update, delete, not possible. Only display purpose with any kind of filters, any kind of sorters. And for filters and sorters, you no need to write the logic, it will automatically take care. You just need to define the CDS. And you can filter on any field, you can sort on any field. Okay, so that powerful, uh, such a power CDS is having just by writing some few lines of code, right? Fine. Give me 1 second. All right. Now, how can I develop the front end application in the CDS? So this is something which it might be going in your mind. SAP has given strong annotations, so which will create the front end tables, selection fields, all this stuff. Okay, so you just need to maintain those annotations for each and every field, how you want to appear. So here I want a table with all the 5 fields. So you need to write a annotation. Annotation will be written above the field. So at the rate UI dot line item, at the rate UI line item, and you can see the first annotation, select it, and inside you need to write the label, means the column name. So I'm writing material ID as the column name and put comma, and there is another called position which defines the column position. So I'm giving 10. Okay. Now copy this annotation for all the fields because I want all the fields in the table. So again, for material price, give this, material code, give this, material status, give this. Okay. So just by writing this piece of code, this table get generated. Okay. This table, whatever, so I shown you in the list report application, this table will get generated just by writing that at the rate UI line item. Okay. And we need to change the label names here. So this for material name and this for material description and this for material price and this for currency code and this for status. So instead of writing material, so it doesn't looks good. Okay, and you also need to define the position. So you can write any number starting with 10, 20 like that. Okay, over. Now table has been created. Okay, so it will create the table. Next, the next point I would like to do is I want selection fields, means the filters. So on whatever the fields you want the filter, you can add a notation called selection field. Okay. So I want the filter on material ID, material name, material description, price. You can create filter on anything. So let us create the filter by using @UI dot selection field. What is that? Selection field. And again, there is a label. It is not showing. Let me check the code. I think it is selection field only. Selection field. Acha, okay. Element, not name. Yeah, element. And again, no, you give whatever the name that you want. So I want material ID as the name for the selection field and its position. So wherever you want. Okay. So let's give 10. And you can repeat this selection field for whatever the fields you want. I want the filter. So selection field is nothing but a filter. Okay. So for material ID I want material name. So change this to material name. Position, you can keep 20. And so again, come here, and here also I want material description. So it's matter of adding this, this selection field annotation. That's it. So you can create filter because you are not writing logic. CDS will automatically take it. So what's wrong? Nothing, right? And again, copy this. So for price, if you want the filter, so again you can create this. This for the price. Position 40. And currency code status, let's leave it, okay, because they are negligible. So we have created the filter for material ID, material name, material description, and price. 4 filters we have created. Okay, that's enough. Right now you created the selection fields. So again, go here. Now this filters is over. Now this is over. In addition, you can also create, instead of filters, you can also create something called search UI element. Search. These are filters for material ID, material name, material description. You can also create something called search, but the search will be, you need to define on which column you want to do this search. Okay. So that will be written by using, search dot searchable true. First of all, you need to write the search dot searchable true annotation, so that it gets a search search field, that is what is that UI element, search field. So in the front end there is a UI element with the name search, right? What is that UI element? So I forgot, search something is there. Okay, right. So that UI element will get created by writing search dot searchable true. And you need to define on which column you want this search to be worked. So let us write this search on the material name. So normally we write that on the material name kind of thing. So I will tell you where you need to write search, yeah, default search element true, and you need to write this one, right? So you need to write these two. So let me write it, default at the rate, what is that one, search dot default search element, default, no, at the rate UI search dot, 1 second, at the rate search dot, yeah, default search element true. So this is the annotation. So the control space will help you You no need to type actually. So by writing search.default search element true makes the material name as a as a default search. So when you type something, it will search the UI element, search the records of the material table using material name, basing on material name column, not on other columns. And we define, in addition to this, we define something called fuzzy threshold. So what this will do, this works like a contains operator, search.fuzzy threshold 0.7. So what it does, it works like a contains filter, means even a single letter match, then it will show all those records that matches that single letter. Okay. So that is the meaning of fuzzy threshold. Okay. Right. And the next thing is, so you also need to define the table name. Okay, so for this particular table, you need the table name, right? So the table name we need to define. So how we will define the table name? We define above this, line number 9, by writing @UI header information. So @UI header information, and type name means singular means for that particular table. What is a singular name? Means if there is only one record, so this particular name will be picked up. So I'm writing material, and type name plural means if there are multiple records, this name will be picked up, materials. Okay, materials. Fine. Right. So we have written a lot of annotations here. So now we are going to see the next annotation. So annotations will be written basing on requirement. Now when you click on this item, since the association is already there, okay, so it will take care, it will go to this vendor list page. But there also you need to define annotations for the vendor CDS with a line item annotation, because line item annotation is the one that gives you table. Okay, so that will do once we get into that line item CDS. But here I told you I need a simple form with material details. I need a simple form with material details. So if you want a simple form in the next page with material details, you need to write another annotation which is called @UI identification. You need to write @UI identification. Okay, so it will also ask the label and position. So you need to put. So whatever the fields that you want as simple form, so for all those fields you need to add this annotation. So I'm writing it. I want material ID as a simple form, means a kind of a form basically, @UI dot identification. So this is the annotation, and inside again you need to write label. So I'm writing material ID, and again position is there, so write the position. So 10, and now copy. So whatever you want to represent as simple form. So I want to represent material name also in the simple form. Okay, position 20, and I want to represent material description, and we'll stop it here. Material description, position 30. That's it. Okay, so if you want all the fields, you can write @UI identification for the other fields also. Okay, but not required. So this is just for understanding purpose. So if you want, I can copy paste. Okay, it's matter of copy paste. Next, this is over. Material spelling. This one, that is just a label name. Okay, that can be anything, not a problem. Okay, it is not a technical error, it's just a meaningful error. So you can give any name, that's not a problem. This is a label name for the in simple form you need a label and its value. So this is the label, and this is, it will automatically pick up the value because here it is, right? So now you created this selection field, the table is ready, and the symbol form is ready. Now you need to go to the vendor list, okay? Because you need to create a table here. So go to the vendor. You can activate this one. We don't write anything else here. Let us see if there are any errors. Yeah, so only warnings. Warnings you can ignore. Yeah, so only warnings are there, no errors. Now let's go to the vendor, and so basing on your requirement is to place the table here. So write at the rate UI line item annotation for all the fields. At the rate line item. So label. So I'm writing vendor ID. So this material ID, right? Okay, material ID and position. And okay, so copy this. So I want all the 4 fields in the right. So let's give a gap so that you can understand what are the annotations that has been written for every field. Otherwise, it becomes little confusion. Okay. So for material ID, this is the annotation. For vendor ID, this is the annotation like that. Okay. Fine. So now this creates the table. The table is over. Now again, when you click on the row of the table, if you want a next page in which it should display this particular form, again you need to write at the rate UI line identification. So let's write this at the rate UI dot identification. So again label uh, material ID position, then copy this, Control A, Control C, paste, first paste it and then you can edit later. Okay, and this is vendor ID, this is vendor name, and this is vendor location. Fine, and change the positions. This is oh, you have not changed the position here. 20. So here also you need to change, actually in the table also you need to change 20, 20, 30, 30, 30, 40, 40. Okay, so 10, 20, here it is 10, 10, 10, 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40. Okay, so this will, what it will do when you click on the row, it will take you to the next page also. Fine. Right, now let us activate this. Let us see if there are any errors. That's fine, only warnings. Go to the vendor and just check if you made any mistake. 10, 10, 10, 20, 20. Near the radio identification 20, 30, 30, 30, 40, 40, 50 and 60. Yeah, so seems everything is fine. So finally activate both. And now we are entering into the front end to consume this particular service Z batch 42 underscore CDS underscore material. Okay. So I'm opening my web ID. So right click, new project from template. So here you will select the list report application. Click next. Project name versus batch 42. underscore list report list put list report control C control V control namespace com dot oasis dot. So I'm writing some list report here. So description, you can write something, doesn't matter. So click next. And here, don't go with the service URL. So you need to go with the service catalog for list report application. Select the system. Our system is not appearing here. Is this connected or not? Once again, service URL. You can see training here, right? You can see training here. Why can't I see the training here? What is this? Give me 1 second, guys. So this is 66. This one. One second, guys. I'm checking why this is platform. So the climax is pending. That's it. Only we just need to create the list report application, and the output will come. Connectivity destinations. Give me 1 second, I'm refreshing my web ID. It should show. Give me 1 minute, guys. Yeah, I'm back. Actually, it should not give this surprise actually. Okay, we'll check this is giving now or not. New project from template, list report application, click next. Versus batch 42, list report, control C, control V, namespace com dot versus dot list report, description, click next. This service catalog, it should, oh, great, it's showing now. I don't know why it has not shown previously, no idea. Right, so now it is connecting to the training system. So just 2 minutes, guys, this is over. New ABAP 7, sign in. So it will show the list of OData services in this system, and you need to search for your OData service in the search field. So this is our OData service, not this one. 1 second. This is our OData service with CDS, zbatch 42 underscore CDS underscore material underscore CDS. Okay. So paste it here, search. And you can see this has been searched and it is showing this one. Okay. So select it. You need to select it and then click next. So it should, this file should come. So basically it's whatever the annotations that you have written, and click next. And here OData collection means in the first page, what do you want to represent? I want to represent material data. So select mat. And OData navigation. So what is a navigation property? Two vendors. It automatically selects. You don't need to do anything. Okay. And OData sub-navigation not required, and select flexible column layout, or even if you remove, not a problem. So just remove it. Don't select. These are sometimes will not work. So click next and finish. That's it. If you run the application will run and it will show you the output. So this is our application. Click run. FLP sandbox. It just show it like how it appears from the launchpad. Fiori launchpad. Okay. Just 2 minutes. So click this tile as this batch 42 list report. This is our application. Okay, so this is how your application will automatically develop. So this is the search field, material ID, material name, material description, price. So all these things you have added as filters. And without entering filter, if you click go, so it shows all the data. See, it has shown all the data. And if you don't want to see all the data, you can go to setting symbol. For example, you don't want to see all the columns. If you uncheck, so I unchecked both. See, both the columns are not appearing. So if you go here and select, then these columns will appear. See, all the columns are appearing, price, currency, code. Okay. And you can also do sorting, filtering, whatever the way you want. For example, sorting. I want material name ascending order. Click OK. So it will come along with material name ascending order. So click this one, material name descending order. You no need to write any logic in the backend. That is the power of CDS. So it is coming material name descending order. Okay. So similarly, go to filter section. So for example, you want some material name contains some L, for example. So just click OK. So it is giving all the material names which is containing L. So water filter L is there, pencil L is there, mobile L is there, laptop L is there. Okay. So like this, you can do any kind of filters. And again, so I just want to restore. So restore button will remove all the filters. Click OK. So all of them will come again. Now I will show you search. So we have kept this search for material name. So let me write LA. Okay. Click enter. So you should get a laptop. Okay. So if you don't want, again click cancel and click on go button. So again it will give all. And you can also search basing on material ID. For example, I want basing on material ID, click this. So again, options, material ID contains, material ID equal to, material ID between, starts with, ends with, whatever. So for example, contains, you can take contains also or anything. So I'm taking equal, mat 001. Click OK. We have not written any filters in the backend, but still it will work. That is the power of CDS. So click go, you need to click go. See, material one has came. So similarly, you can do the filter on material name, material description, price. So anything you can do. Okay. So for example, so material description contains yum. Click OK. Click go. So smart mobile M is there. Automatic, fully automatic M is there in the description. Okay. So like this, you can do the filtering on any columns without writing any logic. And now I will show you the navigation. The moment you click on any row here, it will take you to the next screen, and there it will display the simple form and the table. See, there is only one vendor information for the Apple, and this is material ID, material name, description. So it automatically takes you in this form only. You can't change this. It will display like this only. So if you'll use this list report application as it is, because there is no front end code. Whether you know it or not, expand this, there are no views and controllers. Do you find any views? Do you find any controller folder? No. Without front-end code, this application will work. Okay. So again, if you click this one, it will go to the third screen where it will display the simple form with vendor information. See, this is the vendor information. So in the real time, if you want to build the application, which is only a display purpose application, so we'll use this. Understood, guys? So very powerful, I can say, very powerful for those applications which are only display purpose application, which does not have any CRUD, create, update, delete things here. And whether you observe there is, if you click this one, the page automatically scrolls. See? Okay, and similarly here, actually here we don't have. So we created the list report application without front-end code just by writing CDS. So you might have understand the power of CDS by this time. Okay, so this is boss of the boss. Templates at least generate the code. Whatever the templates we have seen in the last class, Fiori, master detail, CRUD and all, at least they generate the code and we can do something in the front end if you want to change. But list report application, no front end code. Without front end code, it works. Okay, so there is nothing to download and give you also because it doesn't have any coding in the front end. Okay, so that's it. I'm done for today's class. Sorry, I have taken a little more time because the topic itself is like that. So any questions you can ask me. So normally this topic will be used only for display purpose application, and that too if you have S4 HANA as a backend system. If you have ECC, it's not possible. The client should have S4 HANA, then only you think about list report, otherwise it's not possible.